Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Kutika podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that. Well, the PF Matero Member of Parliament, Mao Sampa, is in the news again. There's been that advocacy which was reported by the mass newspaper said declare Mao Sampa's seat vacant. So PF faction wants a court to nullify the Matero seat. So that faction that wants his seat nullified, that's the faction that broke away from his faction that broke away from Edgar Lungu. I'm pretty sure at this point you're aware that PF has got 3 official factions at this point. The Edgar Lungu led one, the Mao Sampa, which is the second, and then within the Mao Sampa camp, there was another breakaway camp. So it's that camp that wants Mao Sampa's seat to be nullified so that they can go to elections. Well, it's UPND using the law, there's that UKA, that's the UKA Alliance. And then what else is in the news? So Mao Sampa wrote this. So the fight is on whether Patriotic Front should endorse United Party for National Development and Hakainde Hichilema for 2026 or not. I will fight with my last breath for Patriotic Front does not endorse UPND. It is a betrayal to its founding father, Michael Sata, and the people of Zambia that love free choose between big political parties. So Mao Sampa sent a shot to the UPND. They are saying why that particular message is coming through from that faction to say his seat should be nullified. It's been pushed by the UPND and the President Hakainde Hichilema because they want one faction of PF to endorse Hakainde Hichilema and endorse the UPND in the 2026 upcoming general elections. So Mao Sampa says he has vowed there won't be any endorsement from the PF towards the UPND, and is going to fight until his last breath, he says. Now, one would ask the question, all this confusion is the one who caused it. Now that it has blown in his face, he starts sending threats to the UPND and the head of state. I'm pretty sure the UPND is going to respond to that, but that's a message that was posted by Mao Sampa himself towards the president and also the UPND, saying no endorsement of whatsoever is coming from the Patriotic Front, especially his faction and obviously the Edgar Lungu faction. But the other faction that wants him to be nullified, his seat to be nullified, probably that's where the endorsement is likely to come from. If anything of that nature will come off. He went further to say there is peace in Zambia and at peace with all its 9 neighbors. Instead of buying military helicopters from the United States of America, as if we are at war, government should spend that $100 million to boost NHIMA so that it covers all citizens' health conditions. So as you may remember, there was a news bulletin that came to say America had given Zambia $100 million, which Zambia decided to spend on helicopters. But I doubt the US gave the money itself. It should have been equipment worth $100 million, which are those helicopters, which I suspect. But according to what Mao Sampa says there, it was actually money, and then Zambia decided to buy choppers. And then Masheke Akashambata responds to say, helicopters are used for disaster and emergencies, supplies, civilians. I will be glad someone else represents Matero. That's a UPND supporter from the US, a Zambian citizen, shooting at the Matero member of parliament, saying, I mean, Matero might as well get a new member of parliament, according to him, not Mao Sampa. And then he goes further, this is still the same individual, Akashambata. He says, NHIMA is a solid policy and it is still very viable. The government must give authority more room to invest money in capital market to cushion reinvestment costs. So NHIMA has been in the news a couple of days. People have been going to the hospital and then finding out that certain conditions that they're going for are not covered. So that's where that conversation is stemming from. What is breaking news? President Hakainde Hichilema appointed retired Supreme Court Judge Evans Hamaundu as Anti-Corruption Commission board chairperson. So there was a judge who had to retire, should have been on Thursday, and then the president appointed him immediately as the chairperson for the Anti-Corruption Commission. And then Mao Sampa weighs in on that appointment. He's been very active. Mao's he says, Njalawa youth, when will they get their jobs if the retired people are the ones that are receiving vacant positions? What happened to the ongoing back to the land and farming, returning to order to employment for those that are coming up? So he says, if someone retires as a judge and then you decide to reappoint him as a chairperson for the Anti-Corruption Commission, when are the young people going to get those jobs? That's Mao Sampa weighing in on that conversation. And then Chifetari also weighs in. He says, those appointments at the Anti-Corruption Commission are just good, especially that my future running mate is among them. Let's talk. And then he says, one of the people that has been appointed by President Hakainde Hichilema is actually Chifetari's future running mate. I don't know what that Tayari is talking about there, but anyway. Emmanuel Mwamba has also weighed in on the appointment of justice, and then he goes to say, Justice Evans Hamaundu cannot fight corruption. President Hakainde Hichilema must immediately withdraw the name of Judge Evans Hamaundu until corruption allegations against him are resolved. So it brings up a case, as you can see, there's a news headline there saying Lusaka businessman dragged 4 Supreme Court judges to JCC. Maundu asked me for 20,000 kwacha. So he's saying, based of that corruption allegation, the judge should be cleared before he's appointed to head the commission that heads the anti-corruption fight. That's according to Emmanuel Mwamba there. He goes further to tabulate the article and what is alleging the judge was involved in. While is Munia Zulu, member of parliament, apparently, if your name hasn't been submitted to the bank by some officials from State House, self-loan, there is no. So there's some loan issue that has been going on for most civil servants as well as is going on there. And then Chifetari also weighs in, drama continues as PF SG calls for Matero member parliamentary seat to be declared vacant. With such news, where would you go? So the same house for news back in the headlines. And then Sean Tembo celebrates daughter Sengai Tembo working as a trainee doctor under the supervision of her mother. Couldn't ask for more. Blessed. So Sean Tembo's wife is a very renowned doctor, the lady that you see in blue there, and then that's her daughter, who's Sean Tembo's daughter also. So he celebrates that his daughter is working under the mom. So that's Sean Tembo's celebration there. And then news diggers, we have started preparing for 2026 elections, brag UPND. So the UPND says they've commenced their campaigns or preparations towards the 2026 elections or general elections. According to that newspaper headline there, what else is in the news? The AMD shared interviews for a job. He got an applicant, and then more money in bus truck driver pockets. Government awards an upward revision of their minimum wage by 800 kwacha. So got an increment to their salaries. Cabinet approves continued electricity imports, focus on solar projects. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen.